Ever wondered how a less technologically advanced African nation managed to defeat a European power in the 19th century? This is the story of the Battle of Adwa, a pivotal event in Ethiopian history that still echoes through the centuries. In the late 19th century, the world was in the throes of a geopolitical whirlwind. The so-called scramble for Africa was at its peak, with European powers staking their claims on the rich and diverse continent. Italy, late to the colonial race, was determined to establish its foothold in Africa. Their gaze fell upon Ethiopia, a nation that had steadfastly resisted the colonial onslaught. Ethiopia, under the rule of Emperor Menelik II, was a beacon of African resistance. Menelik II was a visionary leader, acutely aware of the looming threat of Italian expansionism. He was determined to safeguard Ethiopia's sovereignty, and in doing so, uphold the dignity and freedom of his people. The tension between Ethiopia and Italy escalated, with a sense of inevitable conflict hanging heavy in the air. Menelik II, striding ahead with unyielding resolve, mobilized his forces. Each soldier, each citizen, was fueled by a fierce determination to defend their homeland. The spirit of resistance was palpable, a roaring fire that spread across the nation. Meanwhile, Italy, buoyed by its modern weaponry and numerical superiority, was confident of a swift victory. Little did they anticipate the storm that was brewing in the hearts of the Ethiopian defenders. As the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the tension reached a fever pitch. The stage was set for an epic confrontation, a test of will and courage that would reverberate through the annals of history. The rocky terrain of northern Ethiopia, near the town of Adwa, would be the theater of this historic battle. As the tension escalated, the stage was set for an epic confrontation near the town of Adwa in northern Ethiopia. The Battle of Adwa, a defining moment in Ethiopian history, was on the horizon. The prelude to battle was over, and the curtain was about to rise on one of the most momentous events of the 19th century. On the fateful day of March 1, 1896, opposing armies converged on the rocky terrain of Adwa. The stage was set for a conflict that would etch its mark on the annals of history. Ethiopia, under the astute leadership of Emperor Menelik II and Empress Taitu Betul, stood firm against the formidable might of the Italian military. The early morning sun cast long shadows over the battlefield as thousands of Ethiopian warriors, armed with traditional weapons and their indomitable spirit, prepared to face off against a well-equipped Italian army. The Italians, buoyed by their numerical superiority and modern artillery, envisaged a swift victory, but they gravely underestimated the resolve of the Ethiopian forces. As the first rays of the sun pierced the morning mist, the battle commenced. The air was filled with the deafening roar of cannon fire and the thunderous charge of Ethiopian warriors. Menelik II, resolute and unyielding, led his troops into battle, his presence a beacon of hope amid the chaos and carnage. Despite their limited weaponry and numerical inferiority, the Ethiopian warriors fought with a fervor and determination that belied their circumstances. Each charge, each clash, each defiant stand was testament to their unwavering dedication to defending their homeland. The Italians, confident in their modern weaponry and numerical advantage, were taken aback by the ferocity of the Ethiopian counterattack. The rugged terrain of Adwa, which the Ethiopian warriors knew like the back of their hand, became a formidable obstacle for the Italians. The battlefield was transformed into a labyrinth of hidden traps and ambush points, neutralizing the Italian artillery's effectiveness. As the day wore on, the Italian forces found themselves embroiled in a battle unlike any they had anticipated. The Ethiopian warriors, far from being the easy prey the Italians had expected, were proving to be a formidable adversary. Their spirit remained unbroken, their resolve unshaken. Despite these overwhelming odds, the Ethiopian warriors, driven by a fierce determination to defend their homeland, launched a relentless assault against the Italian forces. As the sun set on the battlefield, the echoes of their battle cries reverberated across the landscape, a testament to their indomitable spirit and unwavering resolve. Against all expectations, the tide of battle began to turn. Emperor Menelik II and Empress Taitu Betul, standing as pillars of strength and resolve, orchestrated a masterstroke of military strategy. They understood that their advantage lay not in superior firepower, but in their intimate knowledge of the rugged terrain and the unyielding spirit of their people. Menelik II, a seasoned warrior and a shrewd strategist, divided his forces into several units, each led by a trusted general. This allowed for a flexible response to the Italian army's maneuvers. The emperor's forces, though armed with antiquated weaponry, were able to use the landscape to their advantage, launching surprise attacks from hidden positions and effectively disrupting the Italian formations. Meanwhile, Empress Taitu Beidol played a crucial role in the conflict. She led a detachment of soldiers on the front lines, inspiring them with her courage and determination. And it was Taitu who brilliantly orchestrated a pivotal moment of the battle. She ordered a feigned retreat, luring the Italian forces into a trap. As the Italians pursued, they found themselves surrounded and outmaneuvered, falling prey to a devastating counterattack by the Ethiopian forces. The decisive moments of the battle unfolded as a testament to Ethiopian resilience and strategic prowess. The Ethiopian warriors, driven by their deep love for their homeland and their unwavering resolve to defend it, fought with a ferocity that left the Italian forces reeling. The Italians, despite their superior numbers and modern weaponry, found themselves unable to withstand the relentless Ethiopian onslaught. The battle reached its climax as the Ethiopian forces launched a final, decisive charge. The Italian lines crumbled under the impact, their morale shattered by the ferocity and determination of the Ethiopian warriors. The day ended with the Ethiopian forces standing victorious on the battlefield, their battle cries echoing across the rugged terrain of Adwa. The Italian military, taken by surprise and overwhelmed, suffered a humiliating defeat at the hands of the Ethiopian defenders. This marked the turning of the tide, a defining moment in Ethiopian history, and a resounding affirmation of Ethiopia's strength and sovereignty. The echoes of this historic victory resonated far beyond the borders of Ethiopia. The Battle of Adwa, a resounding testament to the resilience and strength of a nation, sent shockwaves around the world. In a time when European powers were staking their claims across Africa, this monumental event shattered the prevailing myth of European invincibility. Imagine this: a mighty European army, armed with state-of-the-art weaponry and bolstered by superior numbers, humbled by the determined warriors of a nation resolved to protect its sovereignty. The Battle of Adwa was more than a military triumph. It was a symbolic victory that challenged the narrative of European superiority. The news of Adwa spread like wildfire, reaching the far corners of the globe. It was a beacon of hope for nations under the yoke of colonial rule, a powerful message that resistance was not only possible, but could be victorious. The Battle of Adwa became a catalyst for anti-colonial movements across the African continent, inspiring oppressed peoples to rise against their colonizers. In West Africa, for instance, the Ashanti and Dahomey kingdoms, inspired by Ethiopia's victory, intensified their resistance against British and French colonial rule. In the southern parts of the continent, the Zulu and Ndebele people drew courage from the Battle of Adwa, bolstering their fight against British imperialism. Beyond Africa, the victory at Adwa resonated with colonized peoples from Asia to the Caribbean. It was a potent symbol of defiance against European colonial rule, fueling movements for independence and self-determination across the globe. In essence, the Battle of Adwa was a turning point, a defining moment in the history of resistance against colonialism. It challenged the narrative of European supremacy and paved the way for a new era of national liberation movements. The Battle of Adwa not only marked a significant victory for Ethiopia, but also ignited a beacon of hope for oppressed peoples striving for self-determination. It was a triumph that echoed through the annals of history, forever changing the course of nations. More than a century later, the legacy of Adwa continues to inspire. This momentous victory, etched in the annals of Ethiopian history, has profoundly shaped Ethiopia's national identity, fostering a sense of pride and unity among its people. The Battle of Adwa is much more than a tale of victory against colonial aggressors. It's a testament to the indomitable spirit, courage, and resilience of the Ethiopian people. The echoes of Adwa reverberate through time, reminding us of the power of unity and the strength of a nation determined to safeguard its sovereignty. The heroes of Adwa are not just historical figures, they are symbols of Ethiopian resilience. Emperor Menelik II and Empress Taitu Betul, who led the Ethiopian forces to victory, continue to be revered as national icons. Their strategic brilliance and steadfast determination in the face of adversity serve as an enduring inspiration for future generations. Beyond the battlefield, the triumph at Adwa had far-reaching implications. It shattered the illusion of European invincibility and sparked a wave of anti-colonial movements across Africa. The victory resonated across the globe, offering a beacon of hope to nations yearning for freedom and self-determination. The Battle of Adwa, therefore, stands not just as an Ethiopian victory, but as a victory for all oppressed peoples. Today, the legacy of Adwa is a source of national pride. It encapsulates the spirit of Ethiopia, a nation that has steadfastly maintained its independence and resisted foreign domination. The Battle of Adwa is commemorated annually, a tribute to the brave men and women who fought for their homeland. As we remember the heroes of Adwa, we celebrate their triumph and draw inspiration from their indomitable spirit. Their courage, resilience, and unwavering resolve are woven into the fabric of Ethiopia's identity, serving as a reminder of the nation's rich history and enduring strength. Until our next historical journey, goodbye, and see you soon.